For 2024 model year, Subaru redesigned its Crosstrek. So now we have the third generation of this very popular compact SUV. And I'm back here at Conley Subaru in Bradenton, Florida, checking this out. Now, this is my favorite trim. This is a sport trim, and today I'm going to take in a complete tour of it. We're going to check it out, starting it right up front, then checking out what powers up this thing, walking around and talking about the changes and the new technology in it, as well as at the end of this video, I'm going to take you for a spin. So if that's something that interests you, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that subscribe button, and now let's get back to this. Before we dive into this particular vehicle, let's talk about the market segment that it competes with, because it's very busy, it's vibrant, and there's tons of competition. So what does Subaru has that no other brand have? Well, we're going to talk about it in just a little bit, but let's talk about the segment. So we're talking Honda HR-V, Toyota Corolla Cross, Kia Seltos, Kia Niro, Kia Soul, Hyundai Venue, Hyundai Kona. Now we have the Nissan Kicks, which is in the subcompact category, Mazda CX-30. Then looking at the domestic market, we also have the newly redesigned or newly introduced Dodge Hornet. We have the Chevrolet Trax and the Buick equivalent of it, as well as the Ford Bronco Sport. So tons of competitors. So what makes Subaru stand out? Well, first of all, Subaru clients know that it is a very reliable and durable brand. There are more Subarus on the road after 20 years than any other brand. They're also one of the top safety picks for families, for the customers that are buying them. And let's take a look at the design of it. So what's changed for 2024? Overall, the shape is very similar to the previous generation one, but we have some differences. The lights are different, the bumper is different. The hood, I think it's the same. I like it. It's got this flat portion of it right here, then it raises up to the sides. And then as far as this headlight unit, so this is all LED. That includes your turn signals, daytime running lights, and the regular headlights. Scrolling down here, you have the fog lights, and I like how they incorporate it in this rather rugged looking trim that's also textured, not just a regular flat matte black trim. And I like this copper inserts on it. It kind of breaks it up. It really makes this vehicle stand out. This is satin black with some piano black in here, and of course the Subaru logo right in the middle. Now it's standing pretty high off the ground. 8.7 inches is the ground clearance on it. So if you want to do some light off-roading, of course, you're not going to climb the Moab trails or the Rubicon Trail with this, but if you want to go camping, you can definitely find your way to your campsite with this Crosstrek. Now let's see what powers up this thing. There are two engine options, and I think I get the better one. Check it out, guys. This is the better engine in my opinion. This is the 2.5 liter flat 4 boxer engine, and then we have 182 horsepower, 178 foot-pounds of torque. It is mated to a CVT transmission, and sadly Subaru does not offer a manual for 2024. Now if you go with the base Crosstrek or the premium one, you'll get the base engine, which is a 2-liter 4-cylinder flat 4 engine, 152 horsepower, still made it to a CVT transmission. It does have a prop stick on the side, not a big fan of it. Some sound insulation over here, and then it is all-wheel drive, all of the Crosstrek standard with the all-wheel drive system. Well, here on the side, it looks very similar to the outgoing generation one. I like it. It looks different. Definitely not like your typical SUV looks. I like this trim. I really do. It's got some texture on it. It also has some openings here for that better air circulation around here. Now, this particular one's got the 18 inch, like those satin gray wheels. Size of the tires 225 by 55, so not very aggressive, but you still have quite a bit of that sidewall that's gonna let you take it on the slight off-roading. That texture trim, by the way, continues all the way throughout the vehicle at the bottom of it, and this particular one is a sport trim, so you have the sport right on the side. Also, you have this copper trim that's at the bottom of the doors. Overall, a nice shape. I like the black mirrors, and everything around the windows is also blacked out. Smart entry system. Now let's see if it's all 4 doors or just the front one. Looks like just the front ones will lock it or unlock it. And as far as the mirror, they're heated mirrors. You have the turn signal that is inside of here, and I think the blind spot on the Subaru is actually on the inside. We'll check that out. All of the Crosstrek come standard with the roof rails. This one has also been upgraded with the crossbars, so you can actually take it off-road and maybe put a tent up on top of here. And here we are in the back, and I like how the Subaru designers kind of put it all together. It pulls it really nice together in the back here. Start right here with this black shark fin antenna, then there's a black piano black tailgate spoiler with the third brake light. Also this piano black trim at the bottom of it. Looks kind of like extension of that rear glass exposed wiper right here, and this kind of claw looking taillights. Now we have the LEDs for the taillights, but we do have the incandescent light bulb and the turn signals. Well, here, if I hit the lock button, you can see that right now. Also an incandescent bulb and the reverse light. So we have the Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive on one side. This is a sport trim Crosstrek, and then looking down here, looks really nice. I like this texture trim with the copper inserts. These are actually functional air exhaust from the rear wells. You have the reflector lights, and this creates this diffuser in the back. No visible exhaust on that Crosstrek, and you can unlock the gate, but the gate is manual. Let's see how much room we have inside. Check this out. This is a compact SUV. And let's see, we have some room in here. This is not bad. There's some goodies from the factory. Well, this one has the all-season cargo mat, and then you have the spare tire underneath here, as well as the jack and the tools. You have the cargo cover, extendable, so if you don't want people to peek what you have inside, you can use that. And the seats do fold down, so you have the 60-40 split. Pull and drop. And here you go. I guess the driver's seat is pulled all the way back, so that's why we don't have all of this room available to us. But here, removing this cargo cover, and this is what we have as far as the roominess. Actually, it's quite big for the class of this vehicle. And then you have some illumination in here that you can turn on. This is kind of an odd switch for it, but hey, I'm not gonna complain about it. Does it have any power outlets in the back? I don't see that. This would be another welcome addition to it. Well, this is what we have for the Carguy, and let's see what we have for passengers. Well, as far as the roominess, it is a compact SUV, so we have to set our expectation to such. Now, I like to drive comfortably, and I adjusted this front seat to my regular driving position. I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm touching the back of the seats with my knees. If I was a little bit shorter, or if I could sacrifice just a little bit of room in the front, this would be a lot more comfortable. Now, I have plenty of headroom, probably about 3 inches above my head, and plenty of shoulder room, so no complaints there. Now, the interior of it, I actually like the way it looks. Now let's start the interior tour with the rear door panel, where I can tell you already I like it as far as the 2 different colors. It's not very monotone. It's kind of lively with this gray, black, a little bit of a contrast stitching right here on this armrest. And then you have the usual suspects with your door handle, window control, and a little bit of storage at the bottom, as well as the speaker. Now let's move inside and let's see what we have. So here are the seats. Fabric looks very durable. It's not super comfortable, I gotta say. It's on the tougher side, and Subaru said that they upgraded the seats, so we'll see how it feels when I'm driving it. And then right here you have the armrest with the cup holders, and of course, you know, the room for the third passenger. And then you have a little bit of a bump. Now, this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, so that's to be expected. No vents in the back, but you do have the USB Type-C and the USB Type-A, right in this middle console. I'm looking for the vents, see if they're underneath the seats, but I don't see them. So this is the back of it. Let's move to the front. Before we get inside, let's listen to the sound of the closing door. Boom! I think we got a winner. This is the best sounding subcompact SUV door in the class. Let's check out this front door panel, which I already see. It's a lot different. So you have this nicely padded trim up on top. This is fabric. This is not a hard plastic anything like this. This front right here, this trim is textured just like we see on the outside. And of course, you have your door handle, you have the mirror, window, lock controls, a bit more storage underneath here, and you have the speaker cover. Now, I don't think this one has the Harman Kardon stereo. I think you have to go to the Limited in order to get it. Padded armrest right here, and as we go inside, the seats. Now, the seats are manual adjustment for both driver and passenger on the sport trim, but they look pretty cool, nicely profiled, and Subaru claims that they updated it to be more comfortable. Now let's jump inside. I'll show you the rest of it. And here we are on the interior of this 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Sport trim. I like it. I like the design of it. I like how they use different trims and sheens and colors all over this vehicle. This right here, the top of the dashboard is even in soft plastic, so that's a sign of quality. You have a gray, you have this texture black trim on the side, 11.6-inch screen right in the middle. We'll get back to it. And then you have your steering wheel, the right size of the steering wheel. I kind of wish it was a little bit thicker, but not bad at all. Super long, a bunch of buttons. On the left hand side, you have the source, track, for your radio, this is for your phone controls, voice control, this to select different options in the instrument cluster. Right in the back, you have the pedal shifters, because this transmission, even though it's a CVT, it has 8 simulated gears. On the right hand side, you have the cruise control. You can also select the drive mode, sport, and individual. And then let's move on to the instrument cluster, more of a traditional style. You have the analog gauges on the right hand side, you have the speedometer and the gas gauge. On the left hand side, you have the temperature gauge as well as the tachometer, and in the middle you have a tiny little display, and all you can see is basically your trip, time idling, your tire pressure, and if you have any connected devices, then your time and the temperature. And then at the bottom, this is pretty much standard, you have a digital speed display, which gear you're in, individual mode, and switch it to sport if you wanted to. The vehicle's got 4 miles, brand new one. Let's move on to the infotainment system. Now, I like the horizontal style of it, just because a lot of people are used to swiping, right? So let's see what we have. So we have radio. Let's see what sources we have. I had to turn down the volume. FM, AM, Sirius, XM. Home button is always right here in case you get lost. Go back here, right? Media, so you have the different media. I actually have my phone connected to it. We're just gonna go back and see what it is. So phone, apps. Let's see what apps we have. Android Auto, Travel Link, My Subaru, and settings. Let's go here. So this is your general settings, sound settings, phone settings. All right, you can change all of this. So quite a bit of function here. Welcome screen, home screen, shortcuts, favorite widgets, birthday list. Really? You can even have that, so the vehicle is going to remind you about birthday, anniversaries, etc. It's actually not bad. I think I could use that. Factory data reset, sound settings, phone settings. So quite a bit of that you have. Go back to the main screen, and you have the Android Auto. My phone is connected, so as long as I unlock my phone, it's going to tell me to continue setup on the screen. There you go. I'm going to go to continue, and here is my Android Auto right here. So you can select different settings for your Android Auto, but here it is. Here's the menu, and pretty cool. Go back to the Crosstrek system. You have the car info as well. Here's your driving statistics, and I also have the pitch and roll, maintenance. All right. So it's manual adjustments right now, so you can put in of when you change the oil, what it needs it, you know, all that stuff. You can have it remind you of it. Back, and then we have the display off, valet mode, auto vehicle hold, and off for the vehicle dynamics control. Right here, you can set up, you can water temperature, oil temperature, average speed, and weather, X mode, snow, dirt, deep, snow, mud. So you can change your modes in here. As far as the X mode, I'm gonna leave it in normal. We don't have any extreme conditions, so that's pretty cool as well. And at the bottom here, you have the bottom portion of the screen. This is basically your climate control. So you can adjust it on the screen, or you can adjust it on the side using the hard buttons here. Then you of course can select which vents the air is blowing out of and the speed of the fan. So I mean, this is what you have at the bottom. This is your instrument cluster. You also have a wireless charger right here, and I need to turn this on. There you go. So my phone should start charging now. And then you have the USB Type-C, USB Type-A, and the auxiliary outlet. Shifter, more on the traditional side, although I like this. This kind of reminds me of this trim that you have on the door, contrast stitching, and then the regular drive with the manual mode right at the bottom, and the heated seats, electronic parking brake, cup holders, 12-volt power outlet right here, bit more storage in the middle console. And scrolling up here in the mirror itself, you have the Homelink system compass, LED lights, and then you have your SOS button, light controls, illuminated mirror, no sunroof, and just a regular dome light at the top. So this is the interior. This is how it looks. Let's take it on the road and see how it goes. I'm ready to take it for a spin, but before we do that, let's take a quick look and see what trim levels are available for 2024 Crosstrek and see what the pricing is. So the base Crosstrek, $24,995, then the premium at $26,145, Sport that I'm sitting in right now, $28,995 starting price, and the limited at $30,895. The first two trims, which is the base and premium, come with the less powerful engine. The Sport and the limited come with the more powerful engine. Now the limited will get you the power seats, will get you the leather seats, will also get you the availability of getting the power moonroof and the Harman Kardon stereo. So this is more of a luxury trim, so depending on what you like. I think the Sport kind of combines the luxury and the ruggedness, the off-road abilities of it, even though this is not any different. And I think that they're going to be coming out with the wilderness trim, which is actually going to be sitting up a little bit higher. That's interesting, and hopefully I'm going to be able to take that on the road as well. Now, I've driven the 2023 Crosstrek. I've actually test driven it here on this parking lot. Well, let's see, starting with the turning radius, see what we have. Now, this is a compact or subcompact SUV, so it should be pretty good. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parking spots to turn it completely around. That feels good. There you go, making some circles here. Overall, Subaru claims that they made the seats more comfortable. I don't feel it yet. I mean, they're not uncomfortable. I don't think they were really uncomfortable on the previous Gen 1, but maybe on the long runs. But they are definitely on the stiffer side, so there's not very plushy as far as the seats. Now, as far as the cornering, right? Let's see, you know, if we have any of the body roll here. Okay, test it out, do a circle, and actually holds on to the road really, really nicely. Now, it's not going to have the same agility, I don't think, as the WRX, but it is nice. On the regular driving, of course, it's a CVT transmission. Now, it's been tested 0 to 60 at about 8.1 seconds, so nothing too crazy. It is faster than the Toyota Corolla Cross, which is over 9 seconds, but off the line, let's see how it goes. Okay, so we get it up to about 30, nothing too crazy, but what I want to do is actually flip it into the manual mode, and let's see how we can control the gears here. All right, and I can see that right here displayed, gear number 1, 2. All right, we're gonna stop right here. Let's see if we can do it this way. And got it up to about 35. So again, we're not breaking any records here. Actually, I don't know if I like that manual shift or not. I mean, I never honestly use it. I don't think there's a reason, unless you're looking at the Porsche and you have the PDK and you want to have some fun with it, then maybe yes. But on just a regular everyday drive, there's no reason why you should be messing around with that. At least, you know, I don't think so. Well, let's accelerate here. All right. And that's what we're going to say about the acceleration. Is it adequate to merge into traffic? I think so. I mean, it's not super peppy vehicle, and you know, it's never claimed to be. Kind of wish that maybe some of the turbo options would be available for the sport enthusiast for the Subaru Crosstrek, but you know, so far we don't have it. Overall, you know, plenty of room in this vehicle, great visibility. I like the way it looks on the outside. Generally, I like the way it feels. Yes, would I like it to be a little bit peppier and more engaging as far as the driver? Yes, but neither the Honda HR-V or Toyota Corolla Cross, and unless you go with the Kona and, you know, or Mazda CX-30, I mean, none of the compact SUVs are super engaging, really. But overall, it's a great vehicle. And again, remember, you're buying a Subaru, something that's going to last you hopefully for 20 plus years, and you're going to be able to pass it down to your kids. At least that's what the commercials are for the Subaru, but definitely a great, reliable, durable vehicle. I think they did a nice job overall with the Crosstrek. I like it. If I was looking for a, you know, subcompact SUV, this would definitely be on my list. If you're anywhere in Florida, check out the guys at Conley Subaru in Bradenton, Florida. They will definitely help you out with any of your new or pre-owned automotive needs, and make sure you ask about their lifetime warranty on their vehicles. I'll post a link and the phone number in the description of this video. And this would be it, guys. If you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.